Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Jerry Dodge in Tampa, Florida, and we have another Mopar product for you. This is a 2020 Dodge Durango GT. But let's talk a little bit about the Dodge history. So it goes all the way back, started by the famous Dodge brothers in the year 1900, turn of the century. It took a little while though for a Durango to show up. First Durango showed up in 1998. It actually sat on the same chassis as the Dodge Dakota pickup truck. No longer do we call Dodge the trucks anymore, we call them now Ram trucks. But one thing is for certain, with this current generation of the Dodge Durango, they're trying to bring you that 3-row mid-size SUV space with some extra style and sitting on a rear-wheel drive platform. Now you can option all-wheel drive if you want, but it's all based off a rear-wheel drive platform. Many different trims. We've already done the SRT with all-wheel drive, so we're gonna go ahead, you guys have asked for it, we're gonna dive into this 2020 Durango GT. Now right off the bat, what I love about the styling is that it really falls into line with the other Mopar products that are available here at Jerry Ohm. So right off the bat, headlight housing. Looks very similar to what's on the Charger. It's a little bit taller. You have a nice projector beam style headlight in there. I like the silver trim, the Dodge logo, LED daytime running lamp, but here's how it looks just like the Charger. It's got a nice curve and integrates into the top main portion of the grille. Now, as you drop down, no fake vents. This is a functional side air curtain. You have LED fog lamps down below to illuminate that road at night. And what I'm very happy to see is I love the way they took this lower section and kind of extended it on each corners, gives it a very, very nice solid look. Now, as we come across the center area, there's a lot going on here, which gives it a very muscular look to the front. You have your flat black grille, love the shape, and like I said, the way that those headlights integrate into it, the iconic Dodge badging going all the way back to 1900. This open area below the main grille, this totally mimics a Dodge Charger. Drop down, more flat black, and I'm very happy to say that it matches the exact design top to bottom, and then there's that lower lip that goes all the way across to the other side. Very, very nice look. Now, when we get up onto the hood, you'll see some nice, strong lines to give that muscular identity. Two, they kind of raise right in the center and then curve towards each A-pillar. Nicely clean setup. You don't need a lot of other stuff going on. When we come around the bend, I'm very happy to report no flat black. So many mid-size SUVs have this fender treatment that's just flat black plastic. This is color matched to the vehicle, and I like the way that it's a two-piece, gives it that extra standout to it. Now, wheel and tire, you're looking at a 20-inch gloss black wheel. It's gonna be 265 on the width, 50 series sidewall. Fits this color to a T. Plenty of room between the top of the tire inside the fender. When we go down the side, guess what? No AutoZone fake vents or tons of badging. On the GT, you're gonna get black mirror caps with a little bit of flat black. If you notice, that lower sill kind of just extends a little bit. Very, very strong body line in the midsection of the doors. And then you have a nice curved belt line that goes towards the back. A little bit of gloss black. I like the color matched door handles, and also the way the roof is flat. I think it helps give it a nice proportion to it instead of being so rounded. When we get to the rear, you just follow that belt line all the way towards. Nice shape on the quarter window, gonna let some good light in. You have a stubby, short roof spoiler. Iconic tailgate here. The way that Dodge does their taillight design is so clean, LED, love the look. Blacked out emblems, the GT badge, the Durango badge, and I think one of my favorite parts about the back of this Durango GT is the oval cut / cut exhaust. Gives it just a nice balanced look. Behind this panel is gonna be your tow setup, because you can tow pretty well with this Durango. But why don't we go ahead, pop the hood, and see what's powering the Durango GT. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have one hydraulic hood strut. Underneath the GT trim is gonna be a V6. So what you're looking at is a 3.6 liter V6, 293 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. It's all routed through an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in about 7.4 seconds. You can tow with this configuration up to 6,200 pounds, and MPGs 18 in the city, 25 on the highway. I think that's one of my favorite things about the different trim levels on not only the Durango, but the other Dodge products, is there's a lot of different engine options. Like I said, we've done the 6.4 liter V8. Here we are with the V6. Why don't we go ahead, fire it up, and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Durango GT. I know you're saying to yourself, Joe, I'm shopping around for a 3-row SUV. I know the competitors. How much is this particular one? You're looking at an MSRP right around $37,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, to the door panels. There is a lot of dark material, but the great news is up top, it's soft. You have this silver chrome trim around your door handle and the actual door handle to open it. There's also some nice textured silver material in the middle to break up the dark black, and you have some stitch work, soft on the armrest at the top, and a large pocket in the bottom for your zingers, your funny bones, your Twinkies, and a bottle of milk to wash it all down. That same silver trim around the AC vents, nice soft touch. There's some more of that textured silver trim from the door panel to make it cohesive. When we get to the infotainment system, now this is the 7-inch system. My advice is pay a little bit more and get the 8.4-inch screen, but this still has all the great features of the 8.4-inch Uconnect in the 7-inch Uconnect. You do have trajectory, which is nice. As you can see, touchscreen, it's real easy to get into your climate controls. Very nicely done. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the air in here because it's like hot as can be right now. Put on recirculating. You could go into your other controls, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course. And then when you want to get home, back to your apps, there you are. It has the nice swipe feature, which is great. You drop down, a little bit of flat black, which is good because there's no fingerprints. And I like the way you can just turn it off. Because at night, sometimes it can be bright and annoying. It's great to just turn it off. Radio controls, AC controls, easy to get to. You have a plethora of buttons for like turning sport mode on, traction control, all those goodies. Down here, you got your placement for your circus peanuts, 2 USBs, an aux jack, and a 12-volt. 2 cup holders, and then here is your Dodge key fob. Nothing fancy, but you know what? It gets the job done. Unlock, lock, and a panic when you're about to crap yourself, you can hit that button. This is for the 8-speed automatic. A little bit of leather on the boot or leatherette material. The chrome trim matches nicely where everything else is. This is perfect for some atomic fireballs. And then you have a nicely padded armrest with the stitching, and here's the great news. Felt lining, so you have a tray here for your silver spoons. If you have a family collection of silver spoons, or maybe you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, you could put them in here, or you lift this up and you have more felt lining for the family china. Just drop it right in there. You could drive around with it. You know nobody's gonna steal it from you. And you got 12-volt in there. Seats. I'm not really loving the design, so I am gonna zonk the design. I'm also gonna zonk the texture. I don't know how well these are gonna wear. That's gonna be really up to you and the behinds that get in and out of your Durango. But you do have manual controls for the passenger, electric assist for the driver, plenty of headroom in here. But why don't you come over the business end? I wanna show you behind the wheel of this Durango GT. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel, here's your power assist controls, easy to use. Get that lower lumbar. Oh, that feels good, very nice. Steering wheel, great thickness. You got that Dodge badge staring at you. All those years of history. Paddles on the back of the wheel, they're short. I don't know why they use these shorter paddles. I am gonna zonk that, but the flat black buttons hide all the fingerprints. I think my favorite part about being behind the wheel is that dash. Beautiful 5-inch display there in the center. You could toggle through a ton of information and it is clear as can be. And you're gonna have an analog tach. And then of course, over on the side, an analog fuel gauge and coolant gauge, which is real nice. But you can keep scrolling through a plethora of information, so nicely set up, even goes sideways. Look at that, Tom, bring it back. Bring this camera back, watch this. So here's your speedometer, just a digital number readout. Watch this, bam. That's a speedometer right there for you. And bam, you're back again. So just nice touches, and I think that's where I like the classiness of that setup. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the mid-row and see how much your mid-row passengers are gonna love this Durango GT. All right, guys, mid-row time. You have a continuation of that funky design, which I'm really not digging. Plastic on the back, so if your kids like to kick you while you're driving, that must be a lot of fun, but you'll have that plastic there. The cargo net, I am gonna zonk this. I wish that they would actually put a pocket, but you could put a back scratcher in there. maybe some books for the kids to read instead of kicking you in the back. You have your AC vents located down low. No connectivity though back here, at least in this part. To get to the AC controls, it's interesting. They have it all the way up top here for the different controls. Armrests, we pull it down. It's soft. You got 2 cup holders, but I think that's the zonk of the day is no USB. When your kids' devices die, they're gonna punch and kick the back of these seats. I'm glad they have plastic just for you. But why don't we go ahead, let's see if these seats even recline. Do they recline? Of course. So you got a little recline action, which is nice. Somebody's honking at us. Hey, we're here, Rady's Rides. Thanks, guys. But let's go ahead and check out the 3rd row and see how usable it is. All right, guys, 3rd row time. Let's go ahead and get back there. You're gonna pull this red cloth tab here. That's gonna fold it down once. Do you have to climb over? No, you don't have to do that. Pull it again. Up she goes. So the nice thing is you have a very large opening. I wish that this little landing strip for your feet was a little bit longer, but let's go ahead and get on back into the Durango GT. Sitting back here, actually not too bad. So remember, I'm 6 feet tall. I'm sitting upright. I'm not slouching, so my mom would be proud of that. Knees are actually in a good place for 3rd row. Would they be nice if they were a little bit lower? Sure. You do have 1 cup holder on each side and nowhere to put your Twinkies back here. So that's probably the worst part. You're gonna have to put in between your legs. So don't squeeze your legs. And no connectivity. I'm gonna go ahead and move the seat back into position to show you. There we go. Actually, plenty of room. Now, if they recline it further back, they're probably gonna break my kneecaps. I am Italian, so I guess that kind of comes with the whole Italian thing. But if they keep the seat exactly where it is, I'm actually pretty comfortable. I could drive for a long distance sitting back here. I know that sounds crazy, but it's pretty comfy back here, just no connectivity. But why don't we go ahead, check out the cargo area and see how usable this Durango GT is. All right, guys, cargo area time, the most important when it comes to an SUV. Now, there's no electric assist on the Durango GT. You just gotta use some of your muscles, no big deal. Goes up, actually a nice amount of space, even with the seats up. Now, if you need a hard number on how much space there is, you're basically looking with the 3rd row up, 17.2 cubic feet. You put down the 3rd row, you're now adding up to 47.7 cubic feet of space. And then you put down the mid row, you just maximize 84.5 cubic feet of space. What I love is you have this nice little storage container down here. You could load this up with your Twinkies, your Zingers, your Funny Bones, your Little Debbies, maybe even go crazy, go to Costco and get just the largest boxes of Snickers. Keep it safe. You can have a couple for the kids on the side over there. Don't let them know what's underneath the hidden panel. And then to put this 3rd row down, it's real simple. You're just gonna lift up like that, flop it on down. That's gonna be one side, and then you're just gonna do the same on the other side. Almost totally flat. I think if you put something on top of it, it'll probably push it down to where it's totally flat. You do also have a 12 volt, which I almost put my finger in it, a 12 volt over here if you're camping, if you're tailgating, if you're at the beach and you need to inflate a raft or something, maybe some water wings for your kids or whatnot, you got that capability. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the best part. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this Durango GT for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2020 Dodge Durango GT. We are driving on the road, and the one thing I've noticed right off the bat, very, very smooth, very comfortable as well. Even with the 20-inch wheels, very comfortable. Even going down these concrete expansion joints, it's not giving me a bumpy ride whatsoever. I love how clear the dash is. The dash is so great with that digital display in the center. And looking out the back window through the rearview mirror, very, very clear. Side mirrors are great. We're gonna take it down this road because there's some pretty good ruts and bumps to kind of shake up the chassis a little bit. We'll see how it rides, but the seats are comfortable. They may not look the greatest, but they are comfortable. I'm just a little worried about the wear factor, especially if you have lots of kids getting in and out, in and out. It's funny because I'm so used to seeing the 8.4-inch Uconnect screens on a lot of the Dodge products we review. And the 7-inch, even though it's large, it seems on the smaller side. So that's just one area I would personally spend a little bit more to get the 8.4-inch system over this 7-inch system. But steering wheel has a nice weight to it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on sport mode on. It's cool, it shows you on the dash, on that digital display, a checkered flag and a Durango GT there. But over those bumps, there was no drama out of this thing, really. All right, guys, pulling away from the light, let's go ahead and see what the acceleration is like in this V6 on throttle. Not too shabby. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that you're gonna get a pretty decent pickup from the V6. Now, is it the same as the SRT? Of course not. I mean, that thing with the 6.4 liter, 485 horsepower, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the power of the V6, and with having the towing capability and everything is really, really well done as well. All right, guys, driving down the road, what I notice is when you hit sport mode, that adjusts how the transmission behaves. So what it does is it holds on to a gear to keep you higher up in the RPM rev range, so that when you get back on throttle, you're gonna have a little bit quicker acceleration. Obviously, of course, the steering gets a little stiffer as well, and I actually really like the feedback that's coming through the steering wheel. It has a nice weight to it without it being too overly done. Visibility out over the hood is nice. Even though the dash has that texture material, you're not getting glare from it, which is great as well. And overall, I do like the layout of where everything is. You got tons of connectivity with all the USBs, the 12 volt, and it's nice to have soft places to rest your arm, which is great. All right, guys, pulling away from this light. Like I said, very, very smooth. Back on throttle. Nice to have that rear wheel drive set up instead of front wheel drive like a lot of the competition. Brakes feel great, good feedback, and getting to everything makes sense. Getting to the infotainment system, all the other controls, really, really wonderful. Into this right-hand bend. A little bit of body roll as to be expected, but nothing too crazy. And then you're off and running. Nice smooth shifts. You do have the paddles that you could go up and down the 8-speed if you want to. All you gotta do is take the shift lever and push it over to the left, and then you could actually go up and down using the paddles. It would be nice to have ventilated seats, at least up here for the driver and passenger. And of course, some heated seats would be nice as well for those who live in colder climates. But we're gonna go ahead, get back to Jerry Elm Dodge and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day here at Jerry Elm Dodge. I definitely gotta thank Wade, J-Rod, and the rest of the crew getting us access to this Durango GT. It's nice to see Dodge taking the different trims of the Durango and definitely giving you some very, very unique options and unique style to help you stand out from the rest of the crowd. Is this the best 3-row SUV for your family, that mid-size 3-row SUV? You need to get down here and take it for a spin. But the nice thing is you have choices, and that's what makes life so much better. But if it's vehicles like these that you want to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee getting this Durango GT for us on film. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.